Hello, my name is Bob Nolting. I'm the superintendent of District 230. I'm here at Carl Sandburg High School talking to one amazing Eagle, Zion Mitchem. Zion is a senior standout student. She's got a lot of things on the resume, including first class ambassadors, international club, Superfans, Eagle Connect, and Fem Power. But the reason we're talking today is because not only is she involved, but she inspires others to be involved and to contribute to the school community. So thank you for spending a little bit of time with us. So tell me, first of all, what these organizations outside of the school day, what they mean to you, and kind of why you're involved in so many different things that really all have one thing in common, is they're trying to really connect the school community together.
So one of my main values is advocacy and community. So when I'm looking for clubs, when I'm looking for things to do before and after school, I make sure that I'm just like enhancing my goal of advocacy. So when I do Model UN, when I do Interact Club, it's all about making sure everybody's acclimated, because I know coming into high school is like very, very scary. I was scared myself. So of course I wanted use my influence to help them. So even with Fem Power, just talking about femininity, being proud of yourself, that makes you comfortable. Black Student Union, being a black student at a predominantly white institution, it's good for me to make sure that I'm within my community and I have people to look out for and to look out to. And then yeah, that's basically it.
So is there something about how maybe, your family is, or just how you observe the world around you, that you think kind of motivates you? Because you spoke to it really well. You're in various groups that are really trying to make students who may not feel 100% comfortable in a large school too, right? It's 2,800 kids. That's right. A big place, right? Was there something that kind of was in your DNA maybe that brought you here, or is there somebody you want to give credit to?
I want to give credit to my grandfather. My grandfather was a physician out in Chicago Heights. He was the first black chief resident at Rush Hospital. And coming from a place where he was in Louisiana, and he came here into the suburbs of Chicago, was predominantly not people that he saw look like himself. So he always had that motive to strive to the top. And dedication kind of runs through my family. Same thing with my grandmother. After my grandfather passed in August, she created her own organization called Dementia Dignified Academy, which is dedicated to aiding towards the African American community when talking about dementia, since we don't have many outlooks. Mm-hmm. So she always strove for that leadership position as well. And also my mother. She works at Blue Cross Blue Shield. She had to strive to where she got now. And so she's kind of worked that into me as well. So I feel like just all around the board, our family strives for leadership and we strive for advocacy.
So we talked about how you got there. What are you going to do with it because you're a senior, what do you want to be when you grow up? Do you see this parlaying into something that you're going to look at at college or work or wherever?
Yeah, so I was looking into the intellectual property law field. Now it's
who's not, right?
So it's more trademarks and patents, but I can also argue in court for small businesses or for small music artists, just making sure that they're getting out there. That's also something with advocacy that I love. So I want to pair that with that as well. And I also plan to do community work. If I could just do community service outside.
Well, I can definitely see why that inspires a lot of people here at Sandburg High School, not just the students, but adults as well. So last question I have for you is, obviously you made a reference to, coming into a school like Sandburg, mm-hmm. large school, I don't know if you used the word nervous, but there were some emotions there, right?
Nervous, yes.
How would you message to incoming freshmen about the experience, not only to get here and be comfortable, but to excel kind of how you've done?
Right. So I noticed that coming into Sandburg, it's the three big schools people come from: Century, Gerling, and then OJ. I did not come from any of those schools, so you're probably hearing it from somebody really good to give advice to. I came from a small private school out in Crete, probably 30 minutes away. So coming here, I did the little camps outside of school. So I did volleyball camp freshman year, so I got to meet a lot of girls from there. And then just first getting into school, I made sure I got very acclimated with my teachers, mm-hmm. and also making sure that I was doing that one-on-one talk with my guidance counselor. Please use your resources. I'm telling you, the teachers are here to help you. That's what they do. They're here to help you. And I will say, don't be nervous to make friends. I came in here knowing nobody. Get out there, make friends. Even if you're stuck on a question, just ask them, oh, hey, do you know how to do this? I mean, you guys could start a 4-year friendship from that. You never know. So just get yourself out there. I know it's cliche to say don't be nervous, but don't be nervous. There's people out there for you. You will find your community in high school.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate you spending time with us.
Thank you.
I really appreciate you giving whoever's going to watch this video, hopefully millions of people will download
please.
this video, given the opportunity to meet you and see what you've done for everybody here at Sandburg. So it's been a pleasure.
Thank
and,
you.
I'll see you around, I'm sure.
All right, see ya.
Thanks. Hello, my name is Bob Nolting. I am the superintendent of District 230, and I'm here with a rock star Sandburg administrator, staff member, who is coming back home, Sheamus Murphy. So Sheamus is here today. He's our division chair for PE, driver's ed, and health. He also coaches football. And he has really, in a very short amount of time, built a collaborative culture for students and staff, both collectively, to feel empowered and engaged, not only in the departmental process, but I think as a whole in the building and the school community. So we're excited to talk to Sheamus. So thank you for doing this. Appreciate it. Kind of tell us about like the journey of being an educator and kind of having the impact on students and staff members, the way that we see you do now, but up until the point that you came back.
Yeah, I think it's an ongoing process, right? Learning, growing as a professional. I had the opportunity to work under some great people. And I think it starts back here as a student, you know, thinking back to the Mike Navarros and the Marty Balleys and the Scott Peters and Chris Hellrungs, who I now work with. Mm-hmm. And then a lot of great mentors at Illinois State University, and then having the opportunity at Back of the Yards College Prep to start a school from scratch was something I'll cherish forever. And then at Eisenhower, just building a lot of great relationships with staff, students, community members, and then having the great opportunity to be back here. So definitely excited.
Awesome. Tell us more about that last piece. So being able to come back home,
Yep.
You know, this is the place that you graduated from. You name obviously some people, some are retired,
Yep.
But some are definitely here. But you know, what does that mean to you to be able to come back to Sandburg High School in the capacity that you're serving now?
Yeah, I think when you graduate as a senior in high school and you know you want to get into education, it's kind of like that naive thought, like, oh, I'm going to be back in 5 years. And, you know, it doesn't always go that way. But, you know, just so fortunate to be back and to be back in the school community, working with our students, our staff. And, you know, Sandburg is still Sandburg and still elite in so many ways.
So you led right into my next question.
Yep.
So, you know, oftentimes, and I think you said you were an 08 grad.
2008,
so
yep.
A few clicks have happened between graduation date and this year.
Well, the Oak Forest kid is no longer a Sandburg kid, and I was an Oak Forest Sandburg kid. So things have changed.
They have, yeah. You would have been a T-ball then.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. But you know, there been anything that's been a surprise or maybe something that you noticed was different than when you were here as a student? And maybe was there something that you were kind of glad to see didn't change at all?
I don't think Sandburg's changed one bit, other than maybe being 1,000 less students. So the hallways are a little bit more open, which I think is a good thing. But Sandburg's still Sandburg, and that tradition of excellence still radiates throughout the entire building.
Awesome. I heard this about you, so I got to ask
Okay.
it. So, one of the things that I think some folks who work closely with you describe you as is you could really capture a room with how you speak and present, whether it's students, whether it's staff. Where'd that come from, do you think? I won't make you say it's true, because that's probably not in your DNA to admit that that's true. Let's just infer it is.
Yeah.
Where did that come from? Where do you think it comes from?
I think I've always just had a really deep passion for what I do. And I think if you're passionate about what you do, you know, I think that comes out in the way you speak and interact. Like I said, I think I had a lot of great mentors and a lot of great past coaches and teachers that have really inspired me to kind of use my voice to help our youth. So I can't pinpoint exactly where it's come from, but again, just been very fortunate to have a lot of great mentors as I've come up.
So obviously your day job is as an administrator.
Yep.
One of the things that isn't all that common is having folks who aren't working with kids all day wanting to jump back in and do something like coaching. And you are coaching the football team here.
Yep.
Why is that important to you to be connected to programs like football or any program that you're kind of one-on-one or direct contact with students?
Yeah, so I think as an administrator, you don't have that one-on-one interaction with students as much as you'd like. So I've really made it a point with our senior leaders and our junior leaders to make a good connection through the PE program there. But as far as coaching, you know, playing here and having coached the last 15 years, it just wouldn't have felt right. It would have felt a little bit different this fall, you know, not being able to go out to practice and enjoying those Friday night lights. So I was fortunate to be a head football coach the last 9 years, but really enjoying my role with Troy McAllister as an assistant and really enjoying and connecting with the kids that we have.
Awesome. One last question before we're done here. Is there anything that you would say to a new teacher or even a new administrator in your role about what it takes to be successful here, either at Sandburg specifically or in District 230? What are some of the things that you think are important?
I think you got to build a rapport, not only with students but staff members that are going to help you along the way. You know, you have to build capacity there and put people in your corner that are going to help you. You know, me for one, you know, right when I got the job in the summer, Carrie Gambot's our administrative assistant. You know, she was my number one throughout the entire summer. So, and then just building from there. So the more people, you know, you get to know and develop good relationships with, the better. And, you know, everyone's in it together and everyone wants the same thing for our students. So that would be my number one recommendation.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate your time. It's great to, I know I've already met you, but
Yeah.
it's great to know you a little bit deeper, and thanks for doing this. Appreciate
All right.
it.
Thanks for having me.